Aston Villa nil, Sheffield United nil. Overall, an okay to decent performance from the team. You can look at this up one, two ways. On the one side, it's a decent result for Villa. I don't think it was great at times, and I think we would have all liked the 3 points in the end. But against a team that has been performing really well and above expectations for Sheffield United this season, I think it's a really decent stepping stone for Villa. We knew how big the performance was going to needed to be for Villa to, coming back into the Premier League after the COVID-19. And I think in some parts there was a little bit of promise, but I think overall it just fell flat, and that comes on to the other side. I think overall the performance was a bit slow, drab, and for the most part just a boring 90 minutes of football. Just a lack. He just felt like a lack of everything, a bit of ring rust, a bit of tired legs out there. But I think that's a little bit excusable considering we haven't had football for God knows how long. If I had to point out some players, I would say my best player would be Davis for the time he was on, because I think he was the best chance at scoring a goal. He looked opposing, he looked strong in his position, and I think had he been given the chances, I think he would have created some really good goals for Villa. If not him, I would have said House or Mings in the back line, shoring up that defence, make sure Sheffield United could not get past. If I'd say one bad player, I would say El Ghazi. He was dreadful. I'm usually a big fan of him, but I think today he was just not up for it. I would have perhaps maybe started Trezeguet or even Jota, because after seeing that performance, well, Ghazi was really disappointing. He just didn't look interested. He was really slow, stumbling over the ball, wasn't able to keep a hold of it, and just not really providing anything for the team. I thought McGinn was all right. Wasn't creating a lot. I think the second half he was a little bit better in the first 10 minutes, but overall he just fell a little bit flat. But hopefully he'll come back to be the player that we see him as. I think Grealish was also the same boat as McGinn. I think he was all right. Had a few pieces here and there, but overall he was just a bit flat, a bit quiet. And yeah, just overall, just a really slow, drab, and boring performance from Villa. But as I said, it's not a bad result. You got to take the draw, you got to take the point, and hopefully we can use that as a stepping stone, gain some position in the table, and hopefully move on to the next game and gain a better result. So yeah, let's just hope we can see a better performance from the Villa boys. Up the Villa with the pride of Villa.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Pride of Villa. Today is the 17th of June. Obviously, the Premier League's back with Aston Villa versus Sheffield United, and then after this it will be Man City versus Arsenal, I think. So yeah, we didn't score. Obviously there was a bit of controversy with Sheffield United's goal, but there actually wasn't a goal at the end. Personally, I think it was a goal, but it's just lucky that it just didn't go through. So it's a point to us at the end of the day. Before this, I would have took a win, but in the game, like halfway through the game, just a draw is enough, basically. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is who actually started. So it was Grealish, Konza, El Ghazi, McGinn, Davis, Hurahan, Nyland, Target, Mings, Louise and House. I thought that was quite good, to be honest. Obviously it's a massive change. Nakamba, Trezeguet, obviously Samata was on bench, so that's a massive change. Our stats was possession was 47-53, so that's just the same basically. Shots on target was 5-1 for us. So basically we should really have won that game. Like, I was going into it for a 2-1 win. I think Sheffield United did really good. They haven't got their points to obviously go up to qualify, but it's okay. At the end of the day, we both got a point from it, and we can just win whatever games come our way. Obviously, we've got Chelsea, I believe, on the weekend, so that's not going to be as easy as today. I'm not saying today was that easy. It was just very boring for what it was. Yeah, although for Sheffield United, definitely it was a goal. When Nyland was holding it though, it looked very awkward. I think he was like, oh shit, what's happening? But yeah, I would have gave him that goal, but I'm glad that it wasn't given, obviously, because we're getting a point. In the table though, nothing's really changed for us or Sheffield United. So I'm a bit down about that, but still the game's really boring, to be honest. That basically, you could literally hear what everyone was saying. You could hear the ref was talking. That was good, to be honest. And also, one thing I did like was Dean Smith's dad's coat, I believe, was in the stands. That was just really nice of Aston Villa to do that for him. Obviously, Dean Smith's dad's passed away, sadly. So yeah, that was my take on the game. It was just really boring at the end of the day. Like, yeah, we're getting a point from it. The boys are back, obviously. Some of them were weird haircuts. Grealish definitely changed his look. He looks alright. But yeah. Oh yeah, McGinn was back too. I thought at the end when he came off, I thought he would have been injured. I think Dean was just a bit hesitant to keep him on for the full 90 minutes, which I don't blame him. He hasn't been on for 6 months. All of the lads were just like basically getting cramp a lot. Even Sheffield United's people were getting cramp too. It's because we haven't been playing as much. It's a bit mental at the end of that, and obviously went off for water breaks too. So if that's going to be every game, it does make the game seem a bit, I don't know, it just makes it a bit boring, but football's back and hopefully we can get some good results coming up against Chelsea, Newcastle, maybe even Wolves. So yeah, that's my take on the game.